St. John's. I am sim racing.
I'm Wes Fuller, driver the number 35, stand up to Cancer Ford. I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Cameron Peterson. I am sim racing.
What's going on? It's Rob Biotti from 4i Racing, driving the number 44 Toyota Camry, and I am sim racing.
Hello, I am Christopher Hamilton, and I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Eric Andrews. I am sim racing.
We are sim racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Season 2 of DXR, presented by Lawrence Equipment, and also sponsored by Joka Graphics. I want to thank Lawrence Equipment for their generous sponsorship and being our title sponsor. Also for our broadcast sponsors, it's going to be Critical Hit Bachelors and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are hitting the Detroit MotoGP. This is going to be a lot of fun. I believe this is actually a Super Stadium track. Very tight corners, very tight straightaways. These guys are going to have to be very smart about when they want to make those passes. You're able to get up to 160 on these trucks on some of those straights, so these things can get going pretty fast. Passing is definitely an option, but you got to do it on the turns, so you got to really set up your entrances and get in there. You have to also be careful. Sometimes these K-rails or the rails on the outside have a little bit of opening, and if you're racing next to someone and you catch that opening, it's going to throw you into the wall and take you out. So definitely one of those races where these guys need to be on their toes at all times, make sure that they're keeping that truck as straight as possible. These Pro 2s do like to step out on you, so keeping all four tires connected and keeping that power to the ground is the most important thing. So as these guys hit the track, you'll see that, doing their best to keep it all four connected. You're watching Alan Dobbs right now on the track doing a good representation of how to pretty much take those corners. You don't want to let it slide out on you. You let it slide, you're going to lose speed, and you're going to pretty much have a bad exit. Also, it's kind of fun to note is on these tracks, let's actually jump over to his, we can see him from up top, but as he comes to the next corner, those black barriers are actually pretty soft, so we're going to see some guys probably bounce off of those pretty hard and have a good run in the sense of not taking too much damage and able to keep up in the fight. So that's another plus about this track is these trucks can kind of overstep sometimes and slap into the wall, but they shouldn't take too much damage from those barriers, so they should be able to recover their race line and get back out on the track. So tonight's race is going to be a total of we're going to have multiple heats. And then in those heats, they're going to be 3-lap heats. And then after that, we're going to have a 12-lap race. Green flag run. If anyone spins themselves out, no caution will be called. If someone does, if we have like two cars caught up in an accident and they spin themselves out, we're going to have an admin caution. Get those cars back straightened out. And then once they're back straightened out, we're going to go ahead and restart from wherever we're at. So these guys will just pretty much do a rolling start from there. The admins will have to control that. After that, it's just going to be a green flag. They have to pit on their own time. They do have 5 gallons in the tank, and they have a 50% maximum fuel restriction on this track. So 5 gallons to start and 6 gallons maximum they can take. So these guys really have to time their pits when they're going to go in. I have it set up to roughly do about half the track. So they can do a little bit more, a little bit less, and we'll have to see what happens on the track. All right, we have 1 minute and 23 seconds left. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the drivers out there. So far, one of the drivers that is new to the series is putting down some hot laps. It's actually going to be Aaron Smith. Let's go ahead and jump onto his onboard camera. You guys can follow around and get a little bit of feel of what this is going to feel like when these guys hit these corners. So Aaron Smith has been throwing down, looks like his best lap was a 159. I'm pretty sure I watched him drop a yeah, his best lap's actually a 147.392. I don't know why it's saying, oh, there it is. I was looking at the last lap. Looks like he's going to go ahead and restart that. Probably had a bad run to the wall there. All right, 6 seconds. Looks like we're going to get into our heats. This is going to be a very tight race right now with everyone on the track. We have 5 drivers, so it's going to be it's going to be pretty close. First heat is going to be Mikey Lawrence, Zap Drapkin, and Alan Dobbs up in front. Just waiting on Mikey Lawrence to jump in. Here we go. Looks like both Zap Drapkin, Alan Dobbs up in front, Mikey Lawrence sitting in technically third behind these guys. So let's see what happens. 3 laps to go, and we get the green flag launch. Looks like Mikey Lawrence takes the lead from Zap Drapkin, Alan Dobbs in tow behind these guys. As we go around turn 1, shooting down the long straight, these guys will have a chance to hit up to 130 to 160 miles an hour, depending on the gear ratio right now. Give you guys, yeah, it should be 130. Nope, 120. Hitting the brakes, getting around the corner. Nice, clean entrance by Mikey Lawrence there. That guy is practicing. Look at that. Not sliding out a bit. You know, that's honestly, this Detroit GP is really, you got to be on your, like, the whole time. Don't let it slide out on you. Keep those tires connected and keep that speed rolling through. Alan Dobbs catching up to Zap Drapkin right now. Shooting down the line. Zach and Alan side by side. Looks like Zach blinking just a tad bit there. Alan Dobbs able to get around him. Going into turn 6 right now. Ooh, Alan carrying the speed through and his back end kicking out. Trying to reel in Mikey Lawrence right now. A little bit of speed behind Alan Dobbs, but is that going to help him out in the long run? I think Smooth is going to be fast right now. Oh, Zap Drapkin overshooting the corner. He's going to have to get himself back into the fight. Ooh, carrying too much speed on that corner. Alan Dobbs catching up to Mikey Lawrence, who is going to make it around the corner first. And that is going to be Alan Dobbs with a great pass on Mikey Lawrence into turn 1, down the front straight. Zap Drapkin catching up to both those drivers. Using his truck a little bit like a pinball, but he's keeping it on there, and that's kind of the nice thing about MotoGP is you can do that a little bit. You can throw your truck in there and bounce off the wall and get yourself going. So not out of the realm. Oh, Alan Dobbs makes a mistake, hits the barrier. Mikey Lawrence hot on his tail now. This is where I was talking about Mikey Lawrence driving smooth might be the better chance, even though Alan's got some speed behind him. Mikey Lawrence has a chance to really reel him back in. Riding along with Mikey Lawrence right now as he tries to wheel in behind Alan Dobbs. There we go, into turn 6. Alan Dobbs overshoots the corner. Mikey Lawrence punches through nice and clean. What a run. Alan Dobbs feeling the pressure, chokes. But he does have 2 laps to go, or it'll be 1 lap to go, but it looks like Zap Drapkin looking to build some speed behind him and get around him. Another thing is, these trucks usually don't get a chance to draft. These guys can draft these trucks down these straights and catch up to each other. So those trucks are huge. They punch a big hole in the air and allow some pretty good drafting out there. Down for straight number 1. Zap Drapkin sliding it out nice and clean, staying in behind Alan Dobbs. Is Alan, are they going to go for a deep break and try and make up some time on Mikey? As Mikey breaks quite a bit earlier. Alan also nice smooth entrance there. Zach overshooting just a tad bit. Down into straight number 2. This is one of the longest, it's kind of curvy, but it's one of the longest straights out there other than that front straight that you can hit up to 120 miles an hour. This one allows you to do pretty much the same thing. Fully extend those gears. Oh no, Zap Drapkin overshoots the entrance. Judging your braking points on this one, it's just like road courses. You got to have, you know, mental marks out on the track, and it's tough sometimes, especially when you're in these trucks. Final lap, Mikey Lawrence, Alan Dobbs, Zach Drapkin. Getting ready for the finishing straight. Mikey Lawrence up in front. Crosses that line. Ladies and gentlemen, first heat winner is going to be Mikey Lawrence, followed up by Alan Dobbs and Zach Drapkin. What a run. Congratulations to Mikey for winning that first heat. That's a tough run. All right, second heat's going to be Aaron Smith and Darren Hardesty. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag drops. Darren Hardesty and Aaron Smith. Staggered start. Aaron's got the lead. Darren right behind him. Down the straight. Darren overshoots, slaps the truck into the wall. Come on, Darren, recover it. Oh, man. Looks like he didn't take too much damage. He's got a chance to catch back up to him. Like I said, these guys can draft on this long straight, so he's got to use that to his advantage right now. Smooth is fast. You still have a chance to catch up to him. Aaron Smith getting inches away from that wall. Some great braking points there. Darren hot on his tail, though. Taking those corners just a little harder. Clipping up on the rail, but he's got the speed behind him. Sends it in deep, gets side by side with Aaron, overshoots. Oh no! Both of them. Aaron having to brake a little longer than expected. Tries to send it in next to Darren Hardesty. Darren and him. Darren undershoots and Aaron overshoots that corner. Luckily, Aaron able to make it to the track and didn't have to recorrect himself there. What a run by both those guys. Darren's still hot on his tail, though. Going to turn 10 and 11. This track has 12 turns out here. It is a long, long track for these trucks. Darren Hardesty still not letting go of Aaron Smith. Stays in behind him. For as much as Darren's been a little bit loose on the track, he's got the speed. He's hitting those marks. His back end is kicking out just a tad bit. It's not as smooth, but he's not letting go of them, and that's really important right now. That's kind of like what Alan Dobbs was doing to Mikey Lawrence. Is he had a little bit of a looser driving style, but he had the speed, and that's definitely important. And same thing, Zap Drapkin able to catch up to Alan Dobbs on one of those runs. A lot of these drivers have maybe not the precision that we saw from Mikey Lawrence or Aaron Smith, but they do have the ability to really hit those apexes and carry the speed through and that acceleration. So it helps out a lot when they have to make up for a lot of the, for some of the corners. Darren slapping the wall there. Side by side, or trying to get side by side. Darren Hardesty almost able to catch him. Nope, not going ahead and doing a side-by-side again. He learned his lesson from this corner. But you know what? I think he's making a smart move right now. I think he's going to try and catch up to him and probably run him out to the last lap to go, and then maybe make that pace or make that pass. As we saw before, he was trying to catch up to the guy, and had a good opportunity for the pass. Went neck and neck, but found himself just braking too soon and then turning into the wall. At least if he can close that gap on this last lap and then get ready to pass him again on one of those corners, he can definitely give himself more opportunities to to get back up into first. All right, final lap of the heat. Heat is out. Darren Hardesty behind Aaron Smith right now. Darren probably not used to using a draft. I would have definitely stayed as close behind Aaron as possible. Darren hitting the brakes a little bit sooner. Aaron a little bit lighter on those brakes. You just saw his, Darren's front end drop pretty aggressively as Aaron's was barely even moved. Definitely two different braking styles there. Slapping the wall just a little bit on that entrance. All right, this is the long straight where Darren can throw in that draft, use it to his full advantage and try and get side by side and maybe run him deep on one of those corners. Is he going to do it? No, he's staying right behind him. Aaron Smith overturns. Oh, no. Avoiding a little bit of contact there. Looks like Darren Hardesty gets up on the binders. Saw him break into that corner. Could have given Aaron Smith just a little bit of bump, but it decided to give him some room. Going down into turn 10 and 11. Detroit is a tough track. You have to be able to use that drafting to your advantage, but passing, it's really tight. So, you're going to see yourself doing what he did before. You have to race that person down the straight. You have to get side by side and pretty much try and overtake him on a corner or the entrance into one. It's really tough. And there we go. Aaron Smith taking first, Darren Hardesty taking second. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for the main event. All right, so the lineup is going to be Mikey Lawrence, Aaron Smith, Alan Dobbs, Darren Hardesty, and Zap Drapkin. These guys have a green flag run, which means they are going to have to complete as many laps as possible and pit with only having half a tank of fuel. That's right, these guys only have enough to roughly get them about 6 laps, give or take. So we'll see what happens out there. These guys are going to have to remember to hit the pits, grab some fuel. If they want to change tires, that's up to them. But I probably wouldn't. I'd just run it out. And there we go. Mikey Lawrence on the outside, Mikey Lawrence on the inside, Darren Hardesty on the outside as we go into that first long straight. This is going to be one of those toughest corners. We tested out in practice. It gets scary. the exit of straight of technically turn 1, turn 2 can get really tight. But look at that. That was smooth as butter as these guys move into the next corner. Everyone acting like a centipede right now, just bumper to bumper, looking for that opening. Try not to overshoot just a little bit. You want to stay away from that wall. Like I said, it's a tight track. You slap that wall, you're probably going to hit the person next to you. Looks like Aaron Smith letting Alan Dobbs. Oh, Alan Dobbs clips Darren Hardesty on the rear. Overshoots, gets into it each other. Oh, man. Tries to punch a hole and ends up clipping Darren Hardesty, but not to his avail. Looks like Darren able to get his position back roughly, and Mikey Lawrence capitalizing on that accident out there, or that contact. Oh, what just happened? Let's go to a quick replay of that. That was insane. I think someone missed their braking point. Here we go. Looks like Mikey Lawrence brakes too soon. Zach, oh. Just give him a rear end. Does not brake. Same thing with Alan Dobbs. Alan was trying to race Mikey Lawrence down the line. Oh, man. And that was a critical hit pass stewards caution report. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live up in front. Looks like a turn 5, Darren Hardesty, Aaron Smith still battling it out. Alan Dobbs, Mikey Lawrence. Darren Hardesty taking Aaron Smith into the corner. Oh, can he get it? No. Nice crossover. Still side by side. Darren Hardesty decides to take him on the inside. Aaron keeping up with him, hitting his turns on point. Alan Dobbs looking for an opening to pop up. Oh, Darren catching the rail there. Ooh, looks like Alan Dobbs got a little bit of a punt into the corner, but bounced off nice and clean. All right, looks like they're throwing an admin caution up in front. Looks like they're going to go ahead and let Zap Dropkin catch up to the lead pack. All right, looks like we have dropped the green flag again. Aaron Smith, Alan Dobbs, Darren Hardesty, and Mikey Lawrence all in tow. Down to straight number 2. This straight has claimed too many drivers already. Alan Dobbs sends it in, deep brakes Aaron Smith, and beats him around the corner. What a great run. Looks like Darren Hardesty up on the binders behind Aaron Smith right now. Mikey Lawrence trying to catch up to these guys. This is a scary track for these trucks because sending it in too wide is not preferable. Alan Dobbs overshoots, tries to recorrect. Darren Hartsey gets into his rear end there. Aaron Smith able to race him down the straight. Who is going to break first and make that corner? Aaron and Alan still side by side. Alan gives it a little gas and kicks it around. Mikey Lawrence still in tow. Uh-oh. Darren Hardesty's back end's kicking out on him. Mikey able to catch up to him and use that to his advantage. Oh, putting just a little too much speed to it. Side by side, Aaron racing Alan Dobbs around to the corner. Looks for that inside pass. Alan does a great job hugging that line. Just so you guys can see how tight this track is. On these straights, it's super wide. It gives you a little bit of confidence that you can go side by side with them, but the moment you enter those corners, it closes on you real fast. Alan Dobbs doing a great job recovering his line again, getting around Aaron Smith. Getting a little bit of rough there. Everyone packed up again, getting ready for turn 10. This is last time we had an accident. Oh, braking points are all off. Oh, Darren Hardesty gets into Mikey Lawrence in the rear. And there we go, Aaron Smith taking his first pit. Alan Dobbs decides to stay out. Like I said, these guys have a chance to, to run half the race or a little bit more. Mikey Lawrence and Darren Hardesty going toe-to-toe right now. A little bit of an early pit from Aaron Smith, but that might pay off. Having a fresh set of tires might help out quite a bit. Plus another half tank of fuel. Darren Hardesty able to get around to Mikey Lawrence. Mikey might be able to rebuttal him around the corner. Smooth is fast on these tracks. Just got to be careful of overstepping and overdriving it. Alan Dobbs leading the pack. Darren Hardesty, Mikey Lawrence in tow. Mikey doing what he can. He's been hit a couple times pretty hard. I hope he doesn't have too much damage done to his vehicle, but luckily these guys do have one faster pair, so if he goes into those pits, grabs fuel, he can also get a fresh chassis. And that might be what he needs to do right now. Looks like Alan Dobbs also dropping in. Darren Hardesty and Mikey Lawrence also doing the same thing. We're going to go and zoom out real fast, catch up to Aaron Smith. Looks like he's on turn 3. Take that back. He's on the turn 6, I think, or straight 2. This is such a long track. Sometimes it's hard to catch people where they're at. I thought I had him. No. There we go. Looks like Aaron Smith and Alan Dobbs out at the same time. Okay, I must have had the wrong line right now. There we go, front straight. My bad, folks. I thought Aaron was a little bit farther than I was expecting. Alan able to beat him around the corner. Alan must have only taken fuel. We'll see how tires plays out for both Aaron and Alan Dobbs right now. So two different sets for the drivers. Aaron Smith, Alan Dobbs, toe-to-toe right now. Ooh. Aaron Smith overcorrecting, or almost overcorrecting and slapping the wall there. Saw his front end kind of try and correct that. That was a little scary. Racing Alan Dobbs down the straight. As this race stretches out just a tad bit, we're going to see what happens when tires start to wear out a lot more. These trucks are not used to running on road like this, so tire wear is going to be a little bit different. Not a lot of people, take that into account. Aaron Smith hot on Alan Dobbs' tail right now. Alan Dobbs, being a pretty seasoned driver from the Core Series now, jumped in with the Core Racing Premier and also their Vintage Series and has been putting down some wins and really giving these guys a tough run. But, honestly, Aaron Smith came into practice yesterday, watched him do some racing, and I was really surprised by his times. Definitely one of those guys that, could give Cam Peterson and a couple of other guys a run for their money. So definitely want to see what will happen when we get these guys out in the field with Josh Edmondson, Cam Peterson, and a couple of other drivers. I think Alan Dobbs and Aaron Smith are going to have definitely a good chance to give these guys a run for their money. Darren Hartsey overshooting the corner there. Just caught him a tad bit. Riding along with Aaron Smith right now as we go into the corner. It's one thing I've noticed, his braking is very, very smooth. You see Alan, his truck drops real fast. He's trying to deep brake and get in that corner. Aaron's got a different strategy. He's very smooth, very calculated with his braking. Trying to beat him on just keeping all four tires from chirping. Ooh, overcorrects just a tad bit, or slides out just a tad bit from that corner. Aaron Smith still locked in behind Alan Dobbs, looking for that opening. I think he's going to go ahead and use this straight as his opportunity to draft and maybe get side by side with Alan Dobbs. Alan taking the inside line. Aaron doing what he can to get around him. Still to no avail. Gets up a little bit on the rails there. Oh, side by side again down the straight. Aaron braking a little bit sooner. Is he going to try and carry it through the inside? Nope. Alan Dobbs still able to keep his speed right there. And they're hitting the pits again. Interesting choice by both drivers. I wonder what they decide, why they're doing that. But Darren Hardesty, he's out and about. There he goes. Mikey Lawrence doing the same thing, staying out of the pits. Aaron Smith makes it in. Alan Dobbs out. Maybe they just did a small touch and go with for fuel, thinking that was their best advantage right now. Definitely have to talk to these guys and see what their strategy was. Maybe they thought 6 gallons was enough and they needed to hit one more time. Darren Hardesty now in the lead. 4 laps to go. Everyone decently stretched out. Can Darren use this to his advantage and do a quick pit stop like everyone else? Because he is running like a bat out of hell right now. I would too. If I saw both those guys pit again, the first thing is I'd check my fuel to laps ratio and be like, how much fuel do I have left, and can I finish the race? And then go, okay, if I got to pit, how do I grab just enough to get myself out of here in time to beat these guys? You know, like NASCAR drivers and other road courses, you know, practicing your pit stops is extremely important, and that might be something, you know, a lot of these guys haven't done yet with these trucks. It's a little bit different. They feel a little slower, and tire changing, that could kill you if you do not have it checked off. And Darren is hitting the pits. Can he beat them out, though? Both Alan Dobbs and Aaron Smith were hot on his tail. Same thing with Mikey Lawrence. Mikey stays out. Is Darren able to make it out in time? Alan Dobbs crossing Darren. Mikey Lawrence, Alan Dobbs. Can Darren get out? No, he is not out in time. Mikey Lawrence now taking the lead. Alan Dobbs behind him. Aaron Smith swinging around that corner. Zap Drapkin still in the fight. Darren Hardesty out on the track. Three laps to go. Scrambled once again. Mikey Lawrence up in the lead. Alan Dobbs, I know Alan's probably perfectly lapped out, so he knows that he's got to be up there and make that run. Is he going to be able to catch up to Mikey Lawrence, though? Turn 6. Mikey Lawrence running away with it right now. Oh man, if I was him, I'd be doing the same thing. Just gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Don't give Alan Dobbs a moment to catch up to you. Let's see if Mikey has to hit the pits. No, he's going for it. There we go. Mikey Lawrence with a strong lead right now. Alan Dobbs trying to run him down. Same thing with Aaron Smith. Look at that. Aaron using his draft, trying to catch up to Alan. Mikey has got 2 fast guys hot on his tail. Question is, are they going to be able to keep it smooth and keep it alive out there? You know, when you're trying to run someone down, it changes up a lot of things. Sometimes you can't drive as smooth and you're going to actually slow yourself down. down into straight 2. One of the longest straights out here. So you guys can see how fast they're going, 120 before they have to hit the brakes. Oh, look at that. Alan Dobbs and Aaron Smith neck and neck right now. These guys have been battling it out all race, and right now they're fighting for second and third. Aaron always has a good run on those straights, but he just can't seem to reel him back in when it comes to those corners. He's got 1 lap to go to correct this, and I think he can. He's got to go for it now. He can't back off a little bit. He's got to send it a little bit deeper and see if he can make that corner. Uh-oh. Mikey Lawrence is out of fuel. He took the gamble. Oh, whoa. Alan Dobbs throwing a block on Aaron, slapping him into the wall there. Aaron now starting to take off the gloves, giving him a little bit of a nose. Hey man, that's DXR. You got to get a little bit rough. Alan's gonna throw some mean blocks on you. You got to be able to push around him. Now's the time to do it. Last lap. Side by side. Hits the brakes just to get him around that corner. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, coming up to the last 2 corners before we hit the front finishing straight. And around the corner, Alan Dobbs, Aaron Smith. Oh! And that is the finish. Alan Dobbs takes first, Aaron Smith second, Darren Hardesty snagging that 3rd place. Darren is still in the fight right now. Looks like Alan Dobbs just pulled out of the race, but congratulations to those guys. That was a tough race to do, no doubt about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, finishers for tonight: Alan Dobbs in first, second going to Aaron Smith, Mikey Lawrence taking third, and Darren Hardesty in fourth. Zach Drapkin pulling in fifth there. Definitely an upset for those guys out there, especially Zach. Missed his braking point, just braked a little too late, and then caught Mikey Lawrence in the rear, and that just definitely sent him over on that back end. So that's really rough. But let's go ahead and get these guys up in the booth and talk to them. Ladies and gentlemen, our 3rd place finisher, the number 99, Darren Hardesty. Darren, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, Randall. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Dude, that was a rough race.
Yeah, I just couldn't really put any good clean lines together, and I started off pretty good, and then we kind of just started swapping, and I got shuffled to the back and hit the wall a couple times. So there at the end, I was just trying to run my own race, but I heard a fellow racer, Michael Lawrence, ran out of gas, so we just decided to try and push him to the finish, make sure he finished too.
That's nice of you, man. Yeah, that something I don't think you guys are used to doing, but this track really opens up to drafting, and no one entirely used that to their advantage. In the beginning, you guys were because you're so packed up, but those trucks punch a big hole, and at 120 miles an hour, you can definitely catch up to someone pretty fast. So I didn't really see anyone do that other than maybe Aaron on a couple runs, and I think that's what you guys might have been able to do to really close that gap a little bit on some of those long straights.
Yeah, Aaron just ran a really solid race. Him and Alan both know what to do on these street tracks, but there was one time I managed to catch, I think it was Mikey's drift, and kind of pushed him out in one of the corners, so I figured I probably shouldn't do that anymore because I just wasn't used to it.
Yeah, it's definitely tough because those breaking points come up real fast, and that's
Exactly.
definitely what happens. We had a couple,
Especially with these trucks, you just can't see it.
yeah, you're waiting for the body to roll, and the one thing I noticed is Aaron's braking style. His body wasn't rolling down on the brake. He was very, very smooth, so he's braking a lot earlier than you guys and a little bit lighter. So for anyone that was trying to deep brake him, if you were right behind him, you just ram into him. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, exactly. When you're right there behind someone on a straightaway, you're like you said, you're kind of waiting for the roll, and especially when you got a long straightaway coming into a tight corner, it's just something's bound to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I didn't end up taking anyone out, but I got to work on that for next time for sure.
Definitely, man. Well, still a good run out there. Way to push Mikey in. I think Mikey was hoping that he could make one more lap, or
Probably.
he didn't look at his fuel gauge. But I think he had it in him. It's just it's tough. I saw you hit the pits and try and make it out in time, and it's one of those things where you're counting against the clock. Like hopefully you pit out just enough just to get out there, and sometimes it just doesn't work in your favor.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another thing we're going to be working on for the next race if we have pits. Strategy is going to be a big deal because I went in the pits twice and it kind of cost me the second time because I was having trouble getting in there.
Yeah, pit strategy is extremely important for these road races out here on DXR.
Yeah, but all in all, it was a great race. Those guys were driving really good and clean out there. Definitely got to thank Elite Esports for supporting me and let me be on their team. We got a lot of good drivers, and I wish they could be here with us, but we'll be back tomorrow on Death by Moose also for the iRacing short course series. So hope to pull off some good finishes for them too, as well as this series.
Definitely agree with you. It's gonna be fun tomorrow. I think we're gonna have a really good race. So we'll see what you can do out there, man. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the number 22, Alan Dobbs. I believe I'm having deja vu right now. This is is this the third night? Is this the third night in a row? I can't remember.
No, last night I got wrecked. Remember?
Oh, okay. That's what it was. Okay.
We'll just forget that one.
It happens. But yeah, dude, what a run out there. Both you and Aaron definitely have a little more road experience than I think some of the other guys out there. So you definitely had your pits down in the sense of trying to time it and get out in time.
Yeah,
but
we all thought that there was only going to be one pit stop, but I think that a little bit when we were packed up, I think we were using more fuel than expected because of the draft.
I think so
so
too.
we were a gallon short, even pushing it as far as we could to the first pit stop.
Yeah, that's definitely I think what was happening out there. I was expecting it to last probably about 6 to 7 laps, but I think since you guys were running a little bit faster in that draft, it probably just took more. So
yeah, I think so.
That's crazy. Sometimes that's practice makes perfect, and that's something that didn't come up in practice. We're all just running solo laps on that.
Yeah, you couldn't even really notice the draft until you was really close to someone, and then all of a sudden you'd be going like 15 to 20 miles per hour faster than you were used to.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone overshot at least one corner because of that.
Yeah, that especially I think it was lap 2. You guys were going into that second long straight, and it just did not turn out well for you guys. And the tough thing is these trucks don't have brake lights, so you're trying to react to someone's body roll. And I think Mikey and Aaron were probably the two hardest drivers to follow because their body didn't lurch. Like I think you were taking the braking.
They had very early lift point.
Yes,
I think they were both using much lower brake bias than some of us. I noticed their rear calipers were getting red, but their fronts never did. So I think that they had to lift a little early and be gentle into the corner, or they would have got loose in the rear.
I think so too, man. Like I was gonna say, your braking point was a lot harder. You could see your truck drop, where they were lifting and carrying it through. So if you had someone that was maybe driving a little bit like you, and you didn't notice the person, or if you weren't paying attention to your braking point and you were braking off them, definitely would run into them easily. It's it's something
happened right beside me, I think.
Yeah.
Which I also overshot that turn, so I can't say much.
It happened to everyone.
But yeah, it was a fun race, and congratulations to Aaron and Darren for the podium. And,
Aaron,
that was really good racing with Aaron. I told him that I had a blast. Like, we were back and forth, and it was hard to get a pass made unless they slapped the wall. That's about the only thing you could hope for.
Yeah, I know it was really tough. But still a good run. Do you have anyone you want to shout out?
No, just thanks to you for letting me join in, and can't wait for next week.
Definitely, man. I think next week's going to be a fun run. I think we're either going to Sonoma or actually gotta pull up the schedule. Sorry, I have so many schedules running in my head right now.
I feel you.
Laguna Seca, so another road course. So it's going to be a fun run.
I actually practiced Laguna Seca for this one because I misread the schedule. So already did a little practice for us.
Well, there you go. You're going to have it down. All right, man. Looks like Aaron is declining the interview, so that's fine. I hope you guys had a good night. Once again, congratulations to Aaron on his second place. And once again, congratulations to you on your first, man. Did I announced you as your second place finisher? I'm sorry, dude. I'm all over the place tonight. That was bad.
I didn't even know.
I think I didn't either. I'm so sorry. But no, congratulations on your first place, Aaron. Congratulations second, and then same thing for Darren. Good job, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the iRacing Short Course Series. See everyone later.
Thank you.